Machinery-related deaths, including crushing, are the main cause of farm-related fatalities in youth. The term machinery includes any mechanical vehicle or object used on the farm: tractor, combine, baler, truck, etc. How can planning and preparation reduce crushing risks on the farm? One seat, one rider rule applies to all vehicles or machinery. If there's not a seat and a seat belt for you, you should not be there. Rollovers are the leading cause of death for the 10 to 19-year-old age group. Rollover incidents are most often fatal. Farm machinery stability issues. To be effective and useful, farm machinery often has the following features: tremendous torque or pulling power. There are now tractors available with engines that will deliver more than 500 horsepower. When pulling heavy loads, torque can lead to backward flipping. Lots of weight to develop pulling power. High ground clearance to operate over rough ground or crops. Higher ground clearance also means a higher center of gravity, which increases the tipping hazard on sloping ground. Relatively short wheelbase for maneuverability at low working speeds. Easy steering to prevent driver fatigue. But at road speeds, this easy steering and maneuverability mean that even very small movements of the steering wheel lead to surprisingly sudden movements of the tractor. Enough road speed capability to make the time needed to move from field to field reasonable. Logically, the combination of these necessary design features creates some consequences in terms of stability. The following are machinery rollover danger zones. First, slopes. Before beginning work on a side slope, walk across it. Tall grass can easily hide holes, animal burrows, or rocks. When working on a slope, be sure the brake pedals are locked together. If only the uphill side brake is applied, the tractor will slew upward, increasing the risk of sideways rollover. Wet grass or loose soil on a slope can also cause the tractor to slide sideways. Working up and down on a slope rather than across it will reduce the rollover risk. Travel down a steep slope going forward and climb up a steep slope in reverse to reduce the risk of rollovers. When on a slope, keep the steering wheel steady when looking back at the implement. If you accidentally turn up the slope while looking backward, you increase the risk of a sideways rollover. If the tractor starts rolling backwards, don't jam the brakes. Tractor brakes work only on the rear axle. Panic braking with the nose tilted up dramatically increases the risk of a backward rollover. When traveling on a slope with a loaded bucket, keep the bucket as close to the ground as possible. The second machinery rollover danger zone: sharp turns. Typical field speeds are between 5 and 7 kilometers per hour. Before traveling above this speed, be sure the tractor's brake pedals are locked together and test to see that both are being applied evenly. If only one side is applied, when traveling with speed, the tractor will slew to one side, increasing the risk of a sideways rollover. Avoid sharp turns on slopes or at road speeds. Watch out for ruts and potholes that could jerk the steering wheel out of your hands and lead to unexpected sharp turns. The third machinery rollover danger zone to be aware of: starting up with heavy loads. Hitch heavy loads only to the drawbar. This ensures the applied load will keep the tractor level front to back by transferring load to the tractor chassis. Never attach a tow line to any part of the tractor above the drawbar. The applied load will then cause the tractor to rotate around the rear axle, resulting in a backward rollover. It generally takes less than 1 second to reach the critical tipping point. Take up any slack in tow lines slowly and smoothly. Be alert. Cut power if the front end of the tractor begins to rise. Be aware of how extra weight and width will affect the handling and performance of machinery. The fourth machinery rollover danger zone: roadway travel. Plan your route. Pick a safe path and stick to it. If you decide you must let traffic by, look for a safe pullout area or a wider area of the road and slow down or stop until traffic passes. An average tractor weighs over 15,000 pounds. Road shoulders were not designed to withstand that kind of weight. Always have a slow-moving vehicle sign properly attached to any machinery being driven on public roadways. Hazard lights make you visible and give traffic time to slow down. Avoid traveling on roadways with heavy or high-speed traffic or during periods of the day when traffic will be heavy. Before traveling at road speeds, be sure the tractor's brake pedals are locked together and test to make sure both are being applied evenly. If only one brake is applied at road speed, the tractor will slew to one side, increasing the risk of sideways rollovers. Avoid sharp turns at road speed. The higher ground clearance on most farm machinery means a higher center of gravity, increasing tipping hazard when traveling with speed. Large bumps can cause momentary loss of control. Slow down for big bumps. Average road speed for most tractors is 24 to 30 kilometers an hour. This slow speed can cause operators to lose concentration. Pay attention and stay alert. Remember, anyone operating a vehicle on a public roadway needs a license. The fifth and final machinery rollover danger zone you need to remember is edges of waterways. The soil next to a waterway is likely to have reduced load-bearing capacity. An average tractor weighs over 15,000 pounds. Before you drive any machinery near a waterway, test the ground by walking on it first. Asking your parents or others who have driven in the area before is a good idea as well. Avoid sharp turns near the edge of waterways. Tires slipping over the edge could cause rollover. When you turn to look back at an implement, keep the steering wheel steady. If you accidentally turn toward the waterway while looking backward, it could cause a rollover. When steering, our hands naturally steer toward where we're looking. We have to fight that urge with practice and by being aware that this often happens. Work at a slower speed to give more time to react if a problem should arise. When working near a waterway, make your initial pass with any projecting implement towards the waterway. This positions the tractor farther away from the edge.